Very morning, everyone. So this is Sakithyan from the Department of History. So I welcome you all, those who have selected Introduction to Archaeology course. So I hope you all are interested in archaeology. That's why you could have selected this. So this is self-learning course as you have got your mail and everything, the details, how you have to do every week, the assessment, everything will be. So I will just post 5 minutes video maximum. I will try to convey the entire content about the unit, about the chapter within 5 minutes, but it's actually very difficult. But even though we faculties are trying to just give a short message through that, you can sum up what the concept is actually saying. Okay? So we'll begin this introduction to archaeology. So according to you, so archaeology means okay, some persons will be there, they will start digging it and they will be finding out some vintage or antiquity products or bones or artifacts like that. We can just say a lot of answers. But what is archaeology? Through that, what can we do? So archaeology is a field of study that incorporates many methods and theories of other disciplines such as anthropology, ethnology, sociology, history, biology, geology. So a single archaeology field discipline connects through these much anthropology, ethnology. So anthropology study about the human cultures, ethnology, different characteristics of a human. For example, I may behave in a certain way, you may behave in a certain way, but we both live in the 21st century. So according to that, maybe through cultures, the way of talk, everything differs. That is indicates this ethnology. Sociology, history, you know about the biology, geology. Geology is basically studying about Earth. So the archaeology, therefore, may be defined as a set of theories, methods, and techniques for the study of human behavior using the physical remains of activities in the past. So whatever the archaeologist just finding from the underground, so it can relate it to, we can get to know that the activities or the study of human behavior from the past. This is what basically about archaeology. So you may wonders that. So once the archaeologists found all these artifacts or whatever bones, so what they actually do? Have you ever thought anything like that? Basically, so for example, these are the tools used in the past. So further, archaeologists go in their research, they closer they come to recreate a detailed picture of their subject and to uncovering more about the human occupation of the land. So archaeological research can take place anywhere, an urbanized setting or a remote location. Simply, we cannot go and start digging. Okay, have you heard that? In news or maybe whatever video or YouTube videos, whatever. So archaeologists found a new tools in this particular Karnataka region or a particular towns of Tamil Nadu or Maharashtra near Indus Valley civilization. So actually, how they are finding exactly. So can we go and straight away start digging? The process is actually it's not. So that's a difference between primary sources and secondary sources according to archaeology. For example, in your own subject, so you may from BBA, whatever. So what is primary sources? What is secondary sources? We have to clarify it. Primary sources is all about, for example, diaries as well as the notebooks and pamphlets, small things, even inscriptions. So, but compared to secondary sources, the same thing, but elaborates a little more detailed one kind of a book, journals, articles, so those things. So, according to archaeology, so we can differ the primary sources are humans. So, for example, archaeologist, he or she may go and ask about the little inquiry with the humans. For example, KR Puram. So, have you find any coins? Have you seen any coins? Different tools, different parts like that. They will keep on inquiring about particular thing in a particular at a particular place. So after that, only if they getting a lot of sources, lot of answers, then they will start to research and they will getting all these artifacts or tools or whatever. So, and first we have to analyze the data. Difficult to sort out. And site may have been occupied successfully by various groups of people. So before you going to search the same idea, so it reached through someone's mind. So they may also did the same thing. So first you have to, for example, you are choosing a particular area, you have to be cautious about it. So what are the things already they have found and what they have left out? May I found or not like that, or can I find or not? Like that you can decide and then you can just go ahead. Definition. So, archaeology is a science involving the study of human past through material remains. This is what exactly. So, even in a 2 mark question, one word MCQ. So, according to archaeology, means you have to be sure that it's a science involving the study of human past through material remains. So, science involving here, we can say some examples that for radiocarbon 18. So the dating, radiocarbon dating, we can, so through some that science involved, we can find out how many years old the particular object is that, or bones or whatever. So through that, we are finding the study of the human past through the recovery, documentation, and analysis of material remains and environmental data, including architecture, artifacts, and biofacts, and human remains and landscapes. So a basic introduction and the definition of archaeology is all about this. So archaeology is primarily concerned with reconstructing extinct cultures from the material remains of the past human behavior or things people made or used or left behind. So what even you can say the example what we are using now. For example, now we are just started to dig all over the places, the important archaeological sites. We found bones, artifacts, pottery, and then clays through the toys. Toys were made through places. So these things we are just finding out after 100 years. Some other archaeologists in the future, if they started to dig the ground, so what are the things they can get it? Any guess? Mobile phones. Damn sure, mobile phones will be there later. Sorry, oldest mobile phone, and then plastic. So these are the things because we are living the present century. So it's getting someone day by day it's getting lost, so it's going under the ground. So after 100 years, if the archaeologists started to check the ground, these are the objects going to get by them. So these remains are called artifacts. For example, past human behavior, things people made or used and left behind, these remains are called artifacts. And antiquity, here you have to know the difference between what is antiquity and what is vintage. For example, whenever we see any vintage car, like classic car which is used more than 50 to 60 years, we always say vintage car is going, vintage bike is going. But here you have to know the real meaning of what is vintage as well as what is antiquity. So an antiquity, according to the act, is an article or object over 100 years old. So that is should be called as antiquity. So even if you are finding any antiquity objects, you are thinking that either whether it is an antiquity or a vintage. So if it is antiquity, you are done with yes, this is antiquity, then it must be registered if over 100 years old. Antiquities and or Treasure Act 1972. Then vintage between 20 to 99 years old. That is called as vintage. So antiquities include sculptures in stones, terracotta, metals, ivory, bone painting, manuscript, textiles have been left out entirely from the legal definition of antiquity. So in this part, most of the students are giving the wrong answers. So you should be cautious about what is vintage and what is antiquity. 20 to 99 years in between this is called as vintage. 100 years old, once it touches the number 100 and then more than, that is called antiquity. Here, can you pick the antiquity picture? Sorry, antiquity object. So it's a little complicated, but you can keep on, trying this, that. Here, the same thing. Maybe this one. This is also seems like antiquity and vintage products. Can you find any vintage products? This is how you can increase your interest, like searching some archaeological questions as well as this picture-based question. So you can try. It will be very interesting to you. So archaeology is primarily concerned with reconstructing extinct cultures from the material remains of the past human behavior or the things people made or used and left behind, what we have seen in the previous slide. So once again, we are just recalling it. The goals of archaeology are to document and explain the origins and development of human culture, understand culture history, chronicle cultural evolution, and study human behavior and ecology. So the aims of archaeology: reconstructing cultural history, reconstructing past life ways, explaining cultural process or change, understanding the archaeological record, what cultural history, where cultural history, when, how, why. So all this, it's we are going to study about our culture, our forefathers, what they have implemented, how they live, and what what are the evolutions changed between these years, like 20th century, 21st century. This is called so finding about our own history. So basically, the archaeology study about this part. Is that clear? This is actually basic introduction of archaeology. So in the next video, we will just look into the images and we can find out what are how can we find whether it is related to which year like that. So through image based, we are going to have some conversation. So thank you. See you in the next video.